Hello everyone, welcome to Perseverance IAS. I hope you are all doing well, staying safe. I once again apologize for the delay, but let us start. No more excuses. Let us start for today's articles. Today is August 27, 2021. The first article is Twin Blast kills 20 outside Kabul airport. Important given the current scenario in Afghanistan. I have been telling you have to start making notes on Afghanistan. Possible question in prelims, mains, and interview. The next article is Taliban stop 140 Hindu Sikh Afghans. This is in regards to minorities escaping out of Afghanistan to India. You have to read about CAA and other provisions and what kind of visas is the government of India giving out to Afghans. From that perspective, please do read this article. Now moving on to the next article, inaccessible UIDA system leaves Aadhaar users in lurch. Not important for exams, just be aware what is the problem. Now moving on to the next article, can PM cares help COVID orphans? Asks SC. Two things to read from here. What is the PM cares fund? What is the issue with COVID orphans? How SC has been involved in dealing with the COVID orphan situation, and what are the programs that various state governments have brought in to address the COVID-19 situation, and also the orphans arising out of COVID-19 when the children lose either one or both of their parents. Now moving on to page number 6, editorial learning safely. This is again regards to reopening of schools. Read that article from that perspective. I don't see much importance, but being aware of what is going on is also important. From that perspective, please do read this article. Now again, this article, finding India's voice on Afghanistan. This is important to understand what is the current scenario of India in Afghanistan, what role it can play, and how we have been approaching the Afghanistan problem. We have discussed how other countries are negatively leaving out India out of talks or negotiations or any discussions or consultations in regards to Afghanistan. So from that perspective, please do read this article. Now moving on, covering the gaps in the game of data. This is again related to the lack of data collection in India, either from the state side or the central side. Now my suggestion would be to you is compare how data is collected in Australia. They have a very good program where they have created an entire department whose sole job is to collect data, and they sell that data to private companies and they give that data to government for free. Now find out the details about that Australian data collection system and how it can be implemented in India both at central level and state level. Now moving on to the next article, that is risks and rewards. This is again regards to national asset monetization pipeline and national infrastructure pipeline. Please do read a lot about national monetization pipeline. Find the distinction of ownership and giving it for lease because it is important. Try to read more about national monetization pipeline, and also try to learn more about the investment trust, right? That is in white system that is being announced through this asset monetization push. Now moving on to op-ed, if you want, please do read the past post system. Don't concentrate on the article, concentrate on what the past the post system is and what is the procedure for the past and the post system. This is in regards to election procedures. From that point of view, read this article. uh, if you want to skip this article, my suggestion is learn what are the election systems in India, and first of all learn what is the past the post first past the post system. It will help you understand what they are talking about. I don't see much importance from otherwise. Now moving on, this article is very important. The cleanup crew we need. This talks about vultures. Now from prelims point of view, very significant. There might be a question on vulture conservation in India, and also India has 9 varieties of vultures in India. Learn what those are and where they are from. And also this talks about a conservation society in Bihar, a sanctuary in Bihar. Learn the name of that sanctuary, the location, possible prelims question. That is why important, concentrate. This talks about vulture. Now moving on to page number 8, drone rules aim to help startup SMEs. Now what are the parameters that they are talking about? What kind of reforms have these drone rules 2021 brought in? Are there advantages? Are there disadvantages? Please concentrate. Use any source you can find and learn the specifics, because given the recent attacks using drone, this policy is important. Possible question for prelims. Now moving on to the next article, JEM planning attacks says report. This is again an informative report. This is the possible fallout of the fluid situation in Afghanistan. Just read this article to be aware of what is going on. Now moving on to page number 9, again related to Afghanistan, India on wait and watch on Afghanistan center. This is the India's official policy on Afghanistan. Maybe background some might be going, but as far as public knowledge is concerned, this is the policy. Learn this, understand what they are talking about, what the policy that Indian government has adopted to deal with the scenario in Afghanistan, and along with also Taliban, and in case a potential alliance with Northern Alliance 2.0, the resistance that has been developing against Taliban in Afghanistan. Now moving on to next article, will hear plea for life ban on convicted MPs, MLAs at length. Two things. Corruption of politics in India. From that perspective, please do read this article. Very, very, very important. Link this article with the recent judgment as to where the political parties must publish criminal details of their MLAs and MPs who are contesting for elections. Significant in that sense. Now moving on to page number 10. There is no COVID-19 vaccine shortage. Now Health Ministry. Vaccine update. Remember what are the vaccines that are available to India, how many are from India and how many are from outside. From that perspective, please do read this article. And for biology, there is a possibility that they might ask what kind of different technologies have been deployed or developed to make or to manufacture vaccines. From that perspective, concentrate on vaccine manufacturing. Now moving on to the next article, India firm to build a bridge in Maldives. This is again a regional development, international relations. From that perspective, please do read this article. Now coming to the world, Biden briefed on Kabul airport attack, White House. This is an informative article, not important for exams. You just read to understand what is going on the ground. Now ensure Taliban does not destabilize Pakistan. This is a significant article because there is a possibility that Taliban is going to destabilize Pakistan, increasing the threat perception for India. From that perspective, please do read what they are talking about here. Now this is, don't worry about what they are talking about. Where is Chagos Islands? Map pointing question. Find out where Chagos Islands are. Now Harry Science Edition tour with fresh jab at China. This is conclusion to the 3 or 4 articles that have been coming in the news for the last 3 or 4 days in regards to Kamala Harris's visit to Southeast Asia. Now if possible, read about Havana syndrome a little bit more. Possible question is there. Now moving on to page number 12, that is business. Strong buffers will help banks tackle asset risk. What are buffers? What are asset risks? Why they are important in economic recovery? From that perspective, read this article. Now these are the important articles to be read in the Hindu newspaper today, and I have little bit of information to be added in the description below. Please do follow those links to get updated on latest updates from my channel and other things that I am working on. I have left a Linktree account. You can follow my other podcasts from there. Thank you. Stay safe. Namaste.